Parents hope baby girl's sudden d.eath helps others live. York, Pa. Jaycee Jayne Schwinn was born November 1 last year, 5 weeks early. She weighed 6 pounds, 9 ounces, a healthy weight, but her lungs were underdeveloped, requiring her to spend the first 12 days of her life in the neonatal intensive care unit. Her parents, Jaycee and Jen Schwinn, spent those first few days watching her vital signs, hoping and praying. Jaycee came through it and was a healthy, happy baby. She was calm, a relaxed baby. She didn't cry a lot, only when she was hungry, her mother said. Her older siblings, Jacob, 7, and Joel, 2, loved her, showering her with hugs and kisses. Jacob would hold her in church, the family belongs to the Freedom Biker Church, and sway back and forth to the music. Jaycee was just starting to develop a personality, giggling and laughing and smiling. She was perfect. Then, something happened. On March 9, a Friday, the parents got calls at work. Jaycee is a Baltimore County police officer, and Jen works at Rapid Transit from their babysitter. Something was wrong. Jaycee was unresponsive. She wasn't breathing. She had no heartbeat. For now, it remains undetermined just what happened. Medics with the York Township Fire Department and Grantley Ambulance responded and took her to York Hospital, where doctors restored her heartbeat and her breathing. She was then flown to Penn State Hershey Medical Center for further treatment in the center's state-of-the-art pediatric ICU. The doctors at Hershey were not optimistic. They told the Schwinns that Jaycee had been without oxygen for 45 minutes, causing irreparable damage to her brain. There was, they told them, no hope. They didn't believe Jaycee would ever regain consciousness. That first weekend, the doctors reduced her temperature, to give her body a chance at recovery. When they brought her temperature back up to normal, she still had some brain function, enough to maintain breathing and keep her heart beating. But the prognosis was not good. The neurologist told them there was no chance at recovery. The Schwinns decided then that if there was no hope for Jaycee, perhaps she could give hope to others by donating her organs. It gave them some measure of peace knowing that her death would not be in vain, that she could live on by giving others life. When the end appeared close, the family said goodbye, kissing Jaycee for what they thought was one last time. She was still hooked up to a breathing tube and divs. They returned to the Ronald McDonald House on the campus and waited. The volunteers at the house were wonderful, they said. They were more than accommodating to the family and their friends who had gathered. They had about 30 people there, family, friends, people from their church, Jaycee's fellow officers from Baltimore County. Jaycee hung on to life. It was a blessing, they said. They were able to return to her hospital room and say goodbye again. This time, the tubes and divs were removed. One of the nurses put a pink ribbon in her hair. You would have thought Jaycee was just sleeping. She looked beautiful. The hospital staff wheeled a bed into her room so her parents could stay. Jaycee and Jen took turns lying with her on the bed, holding her. On Tuesday, at 1:01 a.m., Jaycee passed away. Her parents had spent the first 12 days of her life watching her vital signs. They spent her last days the same way. Her organs were donated. Jaycee and Jen aren't sure where they went or who they helped. They expect to learn that. They just know that Jaycee's death resulted in others perhaps living, small comfort, but comfort nonetheless. Her father said, she had so much life. She wasn't sick. She didn't waste away. She was very strong. We're hoping her strength will live on through others. Her parents composed a letter from Jaycee, to be delivered to those who received the gift of life from Jaycee. My name is Jaycee Jayne Schwinn, it begins. If you are a recipient of my organ donation, I hope you are reading this because I have gifted you with life, extended your life, or have given you a better quality of life. I pray that I have given another family the chance to hold their loved one at least one more night. I pray I have given you a gift that will allow you to fulfill all that life has to offer. In the letter, she assures the recipient that there was no pain in her life, that her mommy and daddy trust that I am in heaven with God and that my circle of family and friends will meet again one day. They have peace knowing that my great-grandparents and grandma never had a chance to meet are smothering me with more love than anyone could imagine. She calls her older brother my protector, my knight, my rock. She describes her sister as a wild, beautiful, funny girl, who is full of love and life. I know she would have gotten me into trouble later in life, but it would have been a blast, and watching mommy and daddy try to handle us would have been really funny, the letter states. We will be joined together again one day in heaven and live in eternity together. Until that time comes, I want them to enjoy the life God gives, hug each other a little tighter, kiss each other a little deeper with a newfound understanding that this world truly is a fleeting moment and that in the blink of an eye or the ticking of a clock, our time could end. Those who received her organs did so by the grace and dedication of the firefighters and medics who came to her aid, the doctors and nurses at York Hospital and at Hershey, and everybody who cared for her and her journey. She tells those who received her organs, I loved life and laughter, and I want you to as well. I was giving, loving and kind, and I want you to be as well. Throughout your life, when you smile or laugh, I want you to think of me. If you're sad or hurting, I want you to know I am with you. The letter continues, God chose to put me on this earth for a very short amount of time. We will never fully comprehend or understand why. That is beyond our earthly ability. But we need to have faith and peace that God's plan is the master plan. The family has planned the celebration of Jaycee's life this Sunday at the Goodwill Fire Company in Spry. There will be food and music and a bouncy house for the